This is the You Ask, the Pros Answer podcast. Do you have questions about an upcoming exterior contracting project? We've got answers. Welcome to the You Ask, the Pros Answer podcast. Hey, welcome to the You Ask, the Pros Answer podcast. Your questions answered by the pros you trust, presented by Pro Exteriors. I'm your host, Cole Willig, and today we are tackling a topic that might not be the most glamorous or exciting, but it is absolutely essential for keeping your home safe. You might have guessed it. I don't know. It's rain gutters. Today, we are lucky enough to have the owner and president of Pro Exteriors, my pal, Aaron Rogers. Aaron, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Cole.
Oh, it is a pleasure. I don't know why I said that so sarcastically. It really is. It's good to see you. The last 2 weeks, last week we did that behind the scenes. So I got to see your face, but I didn't really get to talk to you. And the week before was just a lot of short clips of our top 10 episodes, of which you were a part of many. Nice. You should say, oh, I know. I watched them over and over again.
Cole, I don't like watching myself on camera. I pick the videos apart. We've talked about this. We on a previous episode, we watched one of my little live videos on a job site, and I pick apart everything. My wife gets on me all the time. She's like, "You only pick out the negative stuff," but you realize, how many times you say, one word more than it should be said, or you have a particular way of transitioning in your sentences that it's not, I don't know.
Oh, I know. Oh. And to be honest, the only reason I watch them is to make sure that the scheduling and the publishing actually functioned.
Gotcha.
So anyway, that was exciting pre-show banter. And so I'm really glad that our audience got to hear that. But let's get to an even more exciting topic, I say with all sincerity. We're going to talk about rain gutters. We've talked about this. It's been a while.
Okay.
And I think I remember telling you that my in-laws who live on the Gulf Coast of Florida, they don't even have to have rain gutters on their house, which is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Why are rain gutters important? So let's just talk about the basic feature. I think everybody knows, but let's just call it out. What's the purpose of it?
So gutters are gutters and downspouts, or some people would call them gutters and leaders. They're essentially just a way to manage water. The idea is if water just comes off your roof and drops to the ground, it can erode your foundation. That's the main kind of key. Just managing water runoff is kind of the main purpose of them.
Yeah, and I am not often allowed to consider myself a pro on this show. That rhymed. But I would also add that the gutters protect your siding and windows because it keeps unnecessary moisture and water from getting in and behind those two things.
Yep.
Protects your landscaping, provided you have the right kind of drainage from the end of the downspout, because obviously if it's just coming off and going right into your mulch, it's not going to help. But I was also thinking, I've been through a couple of major building projects with some churches in the past, and one of the biggest steps before the building can even start is getting the you can probably remind me of the technical term of what it's called, but the water management plan. What is that called in
stormwater management?
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Huge.
And that's for a lot of the same kind of reasons that gutters are important on your house, because the local governments want to know, how are you going to manage water runoff so that it's not destroying the area around it. So anyway,
if you have a very large non-permeable surface, meaning rain's not going to soak into it, then you've got that water has to go somewhere. Parking lots are one of those things. That's why you typically see storm drains in parking lots, is because the water doesn't go in it and it just tends to kind of pond or creates a river. So it's got to go somewhere.
And I don't want to take this show into a real dark place, but we've seen even earlier this summer just the terrible effects of flash flooding and the Earth's inability to handle large amounts of water at a time. And so while our house's gutters might not seem that important on the surface, it's like, oh, they're there.
Yeah.
It really is it's kind of the unsung hero of our house's exterior. All right. So we know gutters are a no-brainer, and in most of the country, they are a requirement.
Yep. Like in our area, they're code.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what happens when they get clogged? So I know a lot of our audience lives in an area where it's partially wooded, or there's, I don't know, there's all kinds of debris that gets stuck up there, and most of us aren't able to visually see that from the ground. So what happens when they get clogged? Just call out the obvious.
I mean, so the most obvious would be that the rain goes around or over the gutters. So yeah,
takes a path of least resistance, right?
Yeah. So, if your gutters fill up with debris, the water's going to, fill up every available orifice within the gutter, and then it's just going to spill over, which kind of negates the whole purpose of the water being managed in the first place. It's going to go over the front side of the gutter and it's going to fall down, but it'll go over the back side of the gutter. We run into situations quite often where, behind most people have aluminum fascia, or some people have wood fascia, but behind your aluminum fascia is just a regular standard non-pressure treated 2x6 subfascia most of the time. If the water backs behind the backside of the gutters and happens to get behind the aluminum fascia, it will easily rot out your subfascia over time, and then you're talking about additional damages. We've seen situations before where the water can actually back up, like debris kind of builds up out of the gutters and starts to build up like kind of behind that onto the roof. We've seen, rain kind of stay in that area for a long period of time. I've seen it cause ice dams. I've seen it back up underneath of the shingles. Yeah, I mean, again, the whole purpose of the gutters is for them to manage all that water. If you don't kind of keep them in tip-top shape, nature will take over. It'll manage the water for you. So,
wondering if you could give me a quick definition of an ice dam for the homeowner who's watching this episode, because they stumbled across it or they are interested in this topic, but they have no idea about roofing.
Yeah. So ice damming is essentially when you have ice or snow that forms on your roof. Kind of like the top layer stays nice and frosty. The bottom layer, because you have a warm attic or air kind of releasing out of your attic, the bottom stuff that's directly on the shingles or the roof itself melts. And because it can't get out because of all the ice and snow and all around it, essentially has to go somewhere. So it goes back up and underneath of the shingles. As the temperatures fall at the end of the day, going into the evening, the water that's gotten back underneath of your shingle now freezes. And as it freezes, it expands. And as it expands, it pops the other nails loose. And then it repeats that process over and over until eventually you have water that got under your shingles, froze, popped them, got further under the shingles, popped them, and then gets inside of your house. We don't get them that often here. It's not a super common thing as it is kind of north of us. Actually, to be honest with you, this past winter was probably the worst I've ever seen them. I've seen some of the craziest ice dams this past winter. Literally getting up on somebody's roof with a hammer, like chipping away ginormous sections of water. Yeah, pretty crazy.
All right. So one of the solutions, or maybe the solution to keeping your gutters from clogging, apart from just getting up on a ladder yourself or hiring somebody to come out once or twice a year, is to have gutter guards installed. And I think, I don't know, I grew up in I'd say lower middle class family. And if somebody had said you have gutter guards, I would have been like, well, that's a rich person's thing. Like, I don't have that.
That's a luxury.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's totally the case anymore. What is the product that we prefer to use right now for gutter guards? Or what is the product?
Yeah, so Leaf Blaster Pro is the product we use the most often. It is a stainless steel micro mesh gutter guard system. The most typical install is a fascia mount install. Kind of goes back and nails to the back side of the fascia. It can go under the shingles sometimes. I mean, there's a couple of different ways to get it installed, but it secures to the front edge of the gutter. So essentially, it doesn't really allow anything to get inside of the gutters themselves. Yeah. And like I said, when I say micro mesh, it's stainless steel, so it can basically stand up to our local kind of harsh salt environment. Mm-hmm. When I say micro mesh, it basically means like the most common things we have around here are going to be like pine needles. Pine needles for a lot of the kind of cheaper, lower end gutter guards, or a lot of the gutter guards that are basically just pieces of aluminum with like holes poked in them. Mm-hmm. If you don't have some sort of micro mesh, essentially the pine needles will just clog right in there. That happens often. So micro mesh is basically the holes between the actual mesh itself are super, super small. They're micro, I think is what they prefer to say.
Audience, you'll be seeing an image of the gutter guard on screen right now.
But yeah, so we've had great luck with them. We've tried a lot of different products over the years, and this is the one that we've had the best luck for our customers with. And it's a cost point that the majority of our homeowners can stomach. There are some kind of national brands out there that I'm sure most people have gotten their flyers or still get their flyers daily, weekly, monthly, that they charge just astronomical prices for. So we have what we consider to be a pretty premium product, I would say, being that it's stainless steel. And if installed properly, it's something that'll last a very, very, very long time. So,
yeah, on my notes, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I know you will, instead of a 40-year limited warranty on the product itself. Yeah, yes. So 40 years for most of us, that's
more than a lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speak for yourself, buddy. I'm getting my back fixed. I'm ready for at least 41 more. I didn't put this in the notes, so you're not prepared to answer this question. So we can redact this if we need to. But you mentioned that it's at a cost point that is feasible for many of our customers. Mm-hmm. Taking into account, we've done this many a times, like the standard house.
Yeah.
What is an average cost for the gutter guards?
About $2,000
installed. $2,000.
About $2,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, if you're already doing a gutter project or a roofing project or siding project, it's one of those things that we could add on pretty easily.
Yep.
So we're recording this mid-August 2025. Is there a specific, this is shameless, okay, audience, I'm not even going to pretend like it's not. Is there a reason why we're talking about this topic today specifically?
I'm glad you asked, Cole.
Oh, thank you.
So we're celebrating our 20th anniversary. Last year was our 20th year in business. Very proud of that fact. But to kind of celebrate that, we are offering free gutter guards to any roofing or siding replacement project. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, audience, just because I enjoy seeing Aaron look a little silly, check out this quick commercial for the promo. All right, producer, go ahead and roll it.
You heard it here, folks. Local Milton contractor Aaron from Pro Exteriors, seen all over town. Nobody knows what he's doing. Has he lost his mind?
Okay. When you're offering something this good, you've got to be ready. Pro Exteriors rarely offers a deal this good.
Yeah. All right. I really regret. What is that?
Sorry, that's my picture.
That did look like a fun day of shooting, and I'm bummed I couldn't be there. All right, so
that commercial was so cheesy. Oh man, I've had so many people talk to me about that.
Here's a little inside baseball talk that I'll just share with our audience before we wrap things up. So, spoiler alert: we are early-ish adopters to utilizing AI to increase productivity and efficiency within our business. We never want to lose the human touch. You know, we believe we're a down to earth kind of a company. But so many of our creative ideas are augmented or presented by artificial intelligence. No joke. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm just going to own up to it. I had that idea just going about my day one day. It wasn't in a brainstorming session. I was like, you know what? What if we just had Aaron go around and strike this pose everywhere? And I thought it was a good idea because I wasn't the one that had to do it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's a good old fashioned organic, God-given creativity there. Yeah. Well, if it's getting people talking, I think that's the point. All right. So let's recap. Gutters are essential. If you don't have them on your house, what are you doing? If you don't have gutter guards on your house, even if you are younger, able-bodied, don't mind heights, it's still the safer option for you. Anything else? Again, this is a pretty straightforward topic, but
time is precious. This will save you time in the long run.
It's true. That is true. There's no like real return on investment on this, right? It's not going to increase the value of your home, or I mean, I guess
I would say that I would say that there's an ROI on it. I couldn't tell you, what that percentage is, but I think that I think the value of anything is based upon the emotions of the buyer. And I think that a buyer that purchases a home that doesn't have to worry about cleaning the gutters, I think has some value in it.
Yeah, I could see as a buyer where if I was split between two different properties, going with the one that has that added feature might be enough to push me over the edge.
Yep.
It wouldn't be the kind of thing that I'm poking around on realtor.com and I'm like, oh, this house has gutter guards, but the rest of it's terrible. But all right, I know recently it seems like we've had this little onset of customers wanting to add gutter guards.
Yeah.
Have you experienced any of we talked about leaves and pine needles getting stuck in the gutters, but has there been anything else that can get trapped in there?
Yeah. In our area, like, let's see. So we had a customer, I guess it's been 2 weeks now or so, that actually has issues with pigeons kind of roosting. They have a rooftop deck and pretty much they have 6-inch gutters all the way around their house with no gutter guards currently. And the pigeons like to actually sleep in the gutters, which, pigeon poo is kind of a very dirty, nasty thing. They poo a lot. So the poo gets in the gutters and then it washes out onto the ground, and it's kind of a nasty little situation. So we've definitely had issues with birds nesting in gutters. We've also had issues with squirrels. Squirrels will actually build nests out of it. Not quite as common, but definitely something we've seen. We've seen them kind of build nests in like the corner of the valleys, and then they actually kind of chew through the plywood and everything behind it to actually get in the attic space. We've seen that quite a few times over the years. So
I could, if I was a bird, I am like a bird, I would only fly away. That's a song.
Yeah,
I could see myself, especially on a rooftop deck, putting a nest on one side, damming it up on the other, leaving some space in the middle. I've got myself a little bird swimming pool, and then you've got all sorts of issues. And I bet you that happens. I mean, why wouldn't you? You have a private bird bath?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I know this is not, when we see this on the schedule, you and I are not like, oh man, we get to talk about gutter guards today. But again, it is one of those topics that it's the unsung hero of your home's exterior. And so I think it's a valuable discussion. Thanks for taking the time to talk about it. Next week, audience, we are going to be diving into one of the inspection videos that Aaron and our project coordinator Josh shot a few months back that has taken the YouTube world sort of by storm. I'm not selling it right. Tune in next week when we discuss our most viral video. That's a better take. All right, Aaron. Thanks. It's good to see you.
Until next time.
All right, that is all we have for you today on the You Ask the Pros Answer podcast. Hey, would you help us continue to get the word out about the show? The best way to do that is to leave 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on social media. Do you know we're on TikTok now? Our show is on TikTok. Follow us there. Or simply tell a friend. Also, if you are watching on YouTube, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And before we go, we want to hear from you. Again, this show does not really exist without the questions that you ask. Send them to info@AskProExteriors and put "You Ask" in the subject. If you are facing an upcoming home project, we hope episodes like this help you tackle it with confidence. Remember, knowledge is power, and a little bit of research can go a long way. Until next time, happy homeowning. The You Ask the Pros Answer podcast is produced in-house by the Pro Exteriors team. Pro Exteriors is the exterior contracting division of Empire Construction Group, LLC. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal advice. For more answers to your questions, please subscribe to this channel and podcast so you'll never miss an episode. Do you have an upcoming home remodeling project? Find more answers to your questions at AskProExteriors.com. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Would you please help us out by hitting that subscribe button? That would be awesome. Also, if you never want to miss another one of our uploads, please be sure to hit that notification bell. All right, thanks. See ya.